Slabs isn't that bad, actually. The
No.
Shattered Halls is a bitch.
Ugh. It depends on the team comp you have, to be honest.
Yep.
Yep.
I mean, if you have a druid healer, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
And a pally tank, and definitely a warlock. I guess definitely a shaman too, and yeah, mage too, just for the
Mage, yep.
cheap. I mean, if you have that group, that'd be nice. I mean, you could put the hunter in for the shaman if you really want,
Yeah.
just for the traps and ice trap and slowing everything down.
Man, Dance, that trash ring would be so nice to get.
I know. It's like every time I saw something sparkling, I was like, "Is it? Is
Yep.
it?"
Is it the ring?
I need that so bad.
You
It's
got your
so
shoulders. I'm so sorry. They're so ugly, dude.
bad. I traded them to Schwab so he could get his 2 set.
Oh, that was nice of you.
Yeah, it's more of an upgrade for him anyway. You know?
Oh, man. See, fuck the helmet. I want the chest piece so badly.
Yeah, I mean, that's the
The chest is where it's at.
tier 5 is like they're all minor upgrades really, but like
Yeah.
I got the 2 and then the 2 set and they're enchanted, so you know.
Yeah. What do you have the legs and the gloves, right?
Yeah, the legs and the gloves, so
Man,
they're good for now. And you know, I just need to like get basically the cape from Alar, the trash ring from TK, and
Yep.
then the
You need the
boots
belt.
or the belt from that guy in SSC, the blind guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then like the boots from the boss we're working on are pretty good too.
Yeah.
But there's really not that much from TK and SSC I actually need. Like it's just those few things.
Man, would that blacksmithing pattern even be good?
No. The 2 boots that I have are basically
Or
I've got
better?
the battle scar, enchanted
Mm-hmm.
and gemmed, and then I have the
You have the
spell
heroic
power
ones.
tanking boots from Shattered Halls. So like
Yeah.
those ones really don't
I'll be
matter.
back, guys.
Okay.
Cool. Let's see.
Yeah,
Hey,
that ring would be
Macarena.
nice.
Okay, cool. I just gotta
It's a shame they didn't put any
test
shields
his
in.
shit.
That's alright. You get a big shield from fucking Mount Hyjal. There's a really nice tanking shield from there.
Yeah, and the shield from what is it? Gruul shield is like a minor upgrade. Like it is better than the
Yeah.
one that I have, but it's really only better by like, I mean, it's better by almost like 1,000 armor, and then
Yeah.
like 5 stamina. You know, if I fully enchant it, you know. So it's really not
Yeah.
like the best. So I really don't care. Like the next shield is like a long way away for Dance.
Yeah.
Oh man, this feels good. This feels real good. I'm
What's that?
back in old world classic vanilla doing hardcore on my warlock.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, man.
Are you starting off at 1?
I'm at level 8 right now, but yeah, I've been streaming
What
the
are
whole
you?
thing.
You
Human,
Alliance?
human warlock. I'm recording the whole thing and using the add-on on the hardcore server, so that
Yeah.
no one can dispute it when I get to 60.
Yeah.
I'm getting into that Hall of Legends on more than one character.
Is it that much harder?
I mean, it's just you're doing the Iron Man challenge in addition to death equals delete.
Are you really?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
Oh, man. So if you die, you delete your character?
You have to delete your character, yep. There's like
Oh,
2 exceptions possible. One of them is if you're streaming it and you have evidence that you just disconnected and then died because of the disconnect. Or one is like if it's obvious somebody intentionally like stream sniped
found you and ganked you.
and fucking and griefed you by like pulling ads onto you or something.
Yep.
Those are the only 2 exceptions, but it has to be recorded. Otherwise, it's just word of mouth, and it's like go fuck yourself.
Are you doing this on like a PvE server?
It's an RP PVE server.
Yep.
Bloodsail
Yes. I know.
Buccaneers is their server. Otherwise, it would literally be impossible because the world PvP would be too toxic.
Yeah, I know that'll get. Yeah, I was gonna say you get ganked. Oh man, then you gotta stay out of dungeons because you'll die in a dungeon.
Yeah, you're allowed to do dungeons, but you're only allowed to do dungeons with other people doing the hardcore challenge.
Oh, okay.
And you can only do each dungeon once. You're not allowed to farm it.
Oh man, you know what the hard? I swear to God, a fucking warrior would be the hardest thing. I think that would be the hardest class to do.
I'm doing that with Invictum as a duo in Season of Mastery.
Yeah, are you?
Yeah, I'm doing a deep prot warrior. He's doing a like holy prot or holy ret paladin, and that's going to be our
Paladin.
duo team. And then whatever solos when neither of us are online at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you're doing
Yeah.
duos, you are only allowed to level together while you're both on at the same time. You can't like, level while the other person's off because you're helping each other. So you have to be together. And
Yeah.
in addition to that, it's just like Halo Legendary, like Halo 2. If one of you
Yep.
dies, the other one has to fall on the sword and delete his character as well.
Oof.
So we're gonna play it super careful. That's why we're doing a deep prop warrior and a Shockedin hybrid.
Yeah.
I think it'll be really good synergy.
I would avoid elite quests.
Oh no, yeah, we're just gonna be doing basic quests. Just kind of taking it slow and careful. No screwing around. Like I'm partaking in the challenge, so if it happens, like I'll delete the character. But we're gonna be taking it very slow.
There's a spot at 30 where I did it as my warrior where I didn't quest and I just I XP grinded.
Yeah.
Let
doing shit
me
like that.
see. Here, Swamp of Sorrows, right? If you go to the Swamp of Sorrows, there's a fucking lake to your left near Itharius's cave. And those mobs over there, for some reason, give the highest amount of XP per kill. And they're really easy to kill too because they have low armor.
Right.
So, and they spawn really, really fast as well. So, high spawn rate, which is really good. Yeah, when I did classic, I leveled up myself on my warrior and like that's what I did. I stayed right out there and fucking I think I did like 5 levels just killing mobs. It was literally the fastest way to do everything. Faster than questing.
Ooh, I forgot to train first aid. I'll have to go back to Stormwind.
Yep.
I'm doing herb and alchemy, cooking, and fishing as I level 2. Like,
Yeah, you might as well.
Yeah, very slow because you're not allowed to use the auction house and all that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, a hunter would be really easy to do by yourself.
Yeah, I could see that definitely.
Yep. That was the first thing I leveled was a hunter. It's so easy. Once you get a pet, like you're good to go. You shouldn't die the rest of the game, really. Like if you're smart with your pulls.
But yeah, man, there's a that Road to Rag challenge is going to be like a one-off thing. Like either we're going to smash it or everyone's going to end up deleting their character after they get to Molten Core, and then that's the end of the challenge.
Yep.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie, like I don't think it's gonna happen just because of even with the standard Molten Core where everything's pretty much easy. It's just there's too much RNG in even the trash pulls. You know, like,
Yep.
people just get dropped no matter what, and it's just by the time you make it, if you get lucky to Lucifron, by the time you make it to the second boss, there's gonna be too many people dead, and it's just not gonna happen.
Yeah.
But I'm partaking anyway. It'll be an interesting experience.
Yeah. How long do you think it'll take you to level?
I don't know, but I mean, like I said, it'll be really fun because it's going to be a lot of drama. You know, there's
Oh
like,
yeah.
I don't know, a couple of obviously like really famous streamers. I'm just starting right now. And it's getting official support from Blizzard. Like,
Oh yeah, is it?
yeah. In
Nice.
Season of Mastery, you can go get a debuff from an NPC that says like it's like Soul of Iron or something, and it says it gives you a little debuff on your buff and debuff window. And it says,
Oh, does it really?
Yeah, it says this player has never known defeat. And
Yeah.
it's like -1% to all stats.
Oh, nice.
So as long as you have that, then you know you're still good.
Well met.
Yeah.
Go with honor. Be careful.
That's cool. Yeah, I mean,
Greetings. Light bless you.
you do the certain characters, man. There's no reason, like, and you're really careful every time you play. There's no reason why you shouldn't be able to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, getting to 60, like as long as you're careful and you just quest low level stuff, it's not an issue.
Yeah.
But it's time consuming. But it's when you get into groups and you start doing a raid, then it's like you're just rolling the dice.
Yep. Oh yeah, everyone has to be like on fucking point, man.
And all the trash has double life in Molten Core. Like the bosses have new mechanics, harder mechanics, more ads. Like we're not gonna kill Rag with one life. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Dude, I just got down to 18 life fighting a wolf I aggroed by accident.
Jesus.
I thought it was level 8, it was level 10. I
Yep.
was too busy talking to you.
Do you you don't have your pet yet?
Yeah, I got an imp. Alright, well, I'm not going any further east yet. That answers my question there.
Yep.
Dude, I want to go back and look at my stream and look at my eyes get all huge. Like, oh no!
Oh no.
Dude,
Oh,
that gets
God.
your heart racing. That's the addiction.
Yeah, dude. Oh yeah. It's when it like, really matters.
I gotta clip that. How do you do that? Dude, that gets your heart racing. That's the. We're not. That gets your heart racing. Molten Core, like the bosses have new mechanics, harder mechanics, more ads. Like it's just. We're not gonna kill Rag with one life. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Dude, I just got down to 18 life fighting a wolf I aggroed by accident.
Jesus.
I thought it was level 8. It was
Jesus.
Molten Core. Like the bosses have new mechanics, harder mechanics, more ads. Like it's just. We're not gonna kill Rag with one life. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, I just got down to 18 life fighting a wolf I aggroed by accident.
Jesus.
I thought it was level 8. It was
Jesus.
Molten Core. Like the bosses have new mechanics, harder mechanics, more ads. Like it's just, don't. We're not gonna kill Rag with one life. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Dude.
And if Kramer gets back, he can get this corium vein. And if Kramer gets back, he can get this corium. Got one next. Corium vein.
I can't stop laughing at this.
Got one next.
Okay, I just clipped it. Harder mechanics, more ads. Like it's just, don't. We're not gonna kill Rag with one life. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Dude, I just got down to 18 life fighting a wolf I had aggro by accident.
Jesus.
I thought it was level 8. It was in Molten Core. Like the bosses have new mechanics, harder mechanics, more ads. Like it's just, don't. We're not gonna kill Rag with one life. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Dude, I just got down to. Oh, I don't hate myself. Oh, I don't hate myself. Let's see. Where? I'm sorry. I'm still learning. Where? I'm sorry. I'm still learning. Creator dashboard? No. Channel. Video producer. That gets your heart racing. That's the. Don't. We're not. In Molten Core, like the bosses have new mechanics, harder mechanics, more ads. Like
Post rate, classic hardcore.
that gets your heart racing. That's the. Don't. We're not. To 18 life fighting a wolf in Molten Core. Like the boss.
Post rate. Yo.
My mic, so I'm.
not gonna kill Rag with 1 life. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Dude, I just got down to 18 life fighting a fucking
Yeah.
a wolf. Okay, sorry. You still there?
Mhm.
All right, yeah. Like I said,
Yeah.
I'm new to this shit, so like, I just. Okay, sorry. You still there?
Mhm.
I just clipped and then published the video onto my YouTube channel.
Nice.
That's like 17 seconds. You see my eyes go wide for like a fraction of a second. That's also why I'm doing a warlock, because I've never done a warlock before, so like
Yeah.
it's an added challenge to something that's new. Like if I were to do a paladin, it would just be way too easy. I've spent 150 something days played time on dance, and I'm leveling another paladin who's at level 50 right now, so
Yeah.
it wouldn't really be fair. It wouldn't be a real challenge.
Yeah.
It's too far away.
I mean, yeah, a brand new class you've never played. Definitely make it, a little bit more interesting. Learning as you go, and you're not supposed to die. Jesus.
I'm not sure, but I think I just saved someone else too on hardcore.
Oh, really?
He was crafting and I killed a wolf. I think it was about to aggro on him. I don't know.
Nice.
I need to get closer. It's too far away.
Okay, gotta go for that silver leaf. Man, I'm on high alert after that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, man, that would fucking suck. You're just like doing something random and all of a sudden like fucking dead.
Right.
Aggro mobs. I ran from Hellfire Peninsula over to Zenger Marsh and I pulled one mob and it fucking killed me on my warrior. So like if I was playing that I would have just absolutely punched my monitor.
I need to get closer. I'm out of range. I need more mana. I need to get closer.
Yeah, alchemy's the way to go. 100%.
Yeah, of course. There's no doubt.
Especially as a, pretty much
That's what,
almost any character, but definitely as a warlock caster.
and listen, like as you
As
go,
a
you
melee
can like
warlock.
use as many elixirs as you want. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like you'll always have extra buffs on your character. Potions.
Yep.
Yeah, plus herbalism is like really easy to do. It's the fucking herbs are everywhere. The only thing that gets expensive is buying like the vials in that weird area when you're like still super poor because you're a Loki. Oh, and at least you picked a good class for amount too.
Oh yeah, I didn't
You
even
get your
think about that.
you get your 40 mount for super cheap.
I'm out of range. It's too far away. of range. It's too far away.
Tell you what, if I was doing that elite thing, I just survived with 142 health. Thank God for intimidating Shen. Jesus.
You need something? Safe travels. How are you? See you later.
King's honor, friend. King's honor, friend. Light bless you.
Oh yeah, I just bought some mana and health potions from a vendor. I'm a god now.
Nice.
Right?
Emergency stash.
Yeah, man, this is the real challenge.
Oh, I bet.
too far away. My mana is low.
I just tried to vendor my Drake fire amulet.
Yeah? Don't do that.
Yeah, it won't let me do it.
I need to get closer.
Well, I finally got rid of a piece of my Zolgrub shit.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Nice.
there you go.
Zolgrub has some nice stuff in there.
Yeah, ZG was pretty good. Their blue, the blues in ZG's was pretty amazing, actually.
I'm out of range.
Like, if you didn't have access to. Well, see, Fury Warriors were weird because you can't use your fucking tier gear for shit.
Yeah? I don't know.
Tier 1, Tier 2, it's all prot shit.
Oh, yeah.
And then 2.5 was finally the tier where it was like DPS gear.
It's too far away.
I had a bad time trying to gear my guy out. It's just fucking such a pain.
Not enough mana.
Because most of the best in slot pieces were fucking purchase gear.
My mana is low.
You know what I mean? Like the fucking, what was that trinket that had a chance to do electricity damage? Well, fucking does the lightning or something?
The Darkmoon Fair one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have that on my Paladin. It's the
Yeah,
Maelstrom,
that
chance on hit,
beast.
200
Yeah.
to 300 nature
Yeah.
damage.
Man, if that thing procs with fucking Hand of Rag same time,
Yeah,
the fireball.
that's exactly what I would do. I would put obviously Crusader on Hand of Rag, and then Hand of
Mhm.
Rag is a chance on hit, the fire ball, and then as a Ret Paladin or a Prot Paladin that's Ret Reckoning spec, chance on hit, extra holy damage, and then you have the Trinket, which is chance on hit nature damage. Then you do Hand of Justice, chance on hit, an additional attack, which can proc all of those all over again. And then you put like Shadow or Frost Oil on Hand of Rag.
Mm.
And so you're just hitting them with all colors of the rainbow.
Yeah, that's
It's
a lot of fun.
beautiful, man.
Yeah.
Especially
Good
as a
time.
Reckoning spec, you're just machine gun deleting them. It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially Reckoning. Easily.
I need to get closer. closer.
Dude.
It's too far away.
You go on the. Do you do that Tuesday night car? Or no?
Do what?
The Tuesday night car run?
The two what car run?
Tuesday night cars, yeah.
Oh, Tuesday. For some reason, I heard that differently. My brain must be tired. I did not sign up for any Kara run this week. I don't think.
Yeah.
I mean,
Thinking if I should go or not. I only need one piece from there.
I want to bring my priest to Kara runs, but I'm not going if there's a shaman that wants the trinket off of Ilhoof.
Yep.
Because
Yeah.
I want that on my smite spam priest because that is exactly perfect. It has smite spam written all over it.
Yeah.
And I'm not just gonna I'm not rolling or fucking just passing it to somebody.
Yeah, dude, I feel you. That's the only reason I go to car run. Like, I'm sorry, I would have that hard reserved to me. I don't know if I would go. It's a waste of time.
I'm out of range.
Yeah, spell crit stacks, additional fucking nature damage.
Yeah.
Like I need that real bad on her. About to hit level 9.
Man. I'm so glad they have the Mighty Boosh on Hulu, bro. Do you like that show?
Dude, that show's the best.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Desolation Island. And, if you know the Mighty Boosh, you know the IT crowd, right?
What's that?
The IT crowd?
Yeah.
Dude, holy fucking hell. The IT crowd is one of the best. It's basically like, same style of humor.
Yeah. I'm just a really big fan of Noah Fielding. I thought he did great. Yeah. He's funny as fuck.
Oh my god.
That's the only reason I watched The Great British Baking Show.
Right? I've only
It's
seen
Noah
like
Fielding.
one episode of those, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. My wife likes to watch it, so. But yeah, Noah Fielding. It helps. I like his humor. He's funny as fuck.
The Mighty Boosh. Oh
My wife has it in the background. She fell asleep, so I can hear it.
my god. What episode is she watching?
She was watching the one where they're gonna sacrifice Naboo because he lost the shaman juice.
Uh-oh, here we go. My fucking imp just pulled 2 wolves.
There we go. That's it.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Dominated. I have him on aggressive right now just to make it a little spicy, and so I don't have to like command him individually.
Yeah.
Level 9. So I'm basically just running up and down the road and then like wavering off of it slightly.
Yep.
I think that calls for one of my last 2 beers.
Nice, man.
Like a champ. Alright, so just so everybody knows, I've put well over a year's worth of actual playtime between all of my tunes in all of these characters. Horde, Alliance. I am no stranger to this game. That's why I'm playing hardcore. And aside from that, that goof earlier, I'm doing this 100%. On Paladin Dance, 150 days playtime alone. On one
I'm
character.
out of range.
Time to the Murlocs. Oh!
Yeah, the Murlocs. Yo. Fuckers. Ooh, I think I'm gonna die. Yep, I pulled too much.
Run,
Fuck.
don't die.
No, run. Put my shield on. Run, run. Shield block activated. Run, motherfucker. Oh, I lived. Thank God.
So
Oh, is he gonna get it?
in this challenge, in addition to the live streaming every second of leveling this character and
Yep.
the add-on that rats you out if you die or if you target someone in PvP, it rats you out in guild chat. You know?
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like, it doesn't let you access the mailbox. It doesn't let you even attempt to click on the auction house. It's like, if you trade with somebody, it either doesn't let you because I haven't tried yet, or it's like, X player has initiated a trade, or if you die, it's like, our brother Doomberry has passed away to blah 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 in blah blah blah. It just says it in guild chat.
Mm-hmm.
But in addition to streaming, you could always edit your stream. So there's those two safeguards. But the ultimate safeguard is that when you get to 60,
I need to get closer.
Yeah.
you put in a GM ticket to confirm it, and then they confirm that you have in fact never died, and then you screenshot that. So I'm going to do all three.
Yep. Yeah, just in case.
Yep.
You don't want some asshole
I'm
being
not a
like,
liar.
no, you
I'm not a
didn't do it.
cheater. If I do something
Yeah.
fucking stupid, I'll be the first one to laugh at myself and admit it.
Yeah, of
but,
course.
That's still recharging.
I'm not trying to offend anybody if anyone ends up watching this later, but I don't need any other fucking nerds like telling me
I'm out of range.
that I did or did not do something. Like,
Man,
I know what I
you
did or
should-
did not do. I don't care how famous you are or not. I'm
You
going
should-
to be honest about it, but I'm going to have triple confirmation.
STV and Silithus, I think, are the worst areas. You have the best chance of dying in those areas.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that, STV and Silithus.
You
There's
know?
just a lot of mobs, but then the Silithus
Yup.
mobs, they charge and stun you and net you and poison you. So
Especially those
I'll be finding different areas to level. Like I'll be doing it safe. I'm not fucking around.
yeah, what are those mobs, man? There's a few mobs and Silithus are just like a no-go. There's too many elite mobs too.
Yeah, they took those out in Burning Crusade, but I'm
Oh,
sure they're
that's right.
still here in the OG version
Yeah.
right now.
I forgot about
Get
that.
closer.
That's right. They took them out.
I don't like that. I liked that they were hard.
Yeah. They were tough, dude.
On Dance, I did the Wrath of Cenarius, the spell power ring, and
Yep.
the other one, the Ret Pally attack power ring. I did both of those grinds mostly solo while it was on Elite, and then they just nerfed
Yeah.
it, and I was like,
Nice.
that kind of doesn't it pisses me off a little bit.
Yeah. Well, it makes it easier, man. It's like easy mode, bro. At least we killed Mags knowing that we did it in the hard version, you know?
Yeah, and I like that. I hope that we make some more progression. I get that the fights are hard, but I mean, I don't know what we could do better. Do we need different classes? Do we have too much melee in TK? Like,
You know what it might be, man.
why?
It might be literally just like, unfortunately, people not knowing how to play their characters to the best of their abilities, man.
It's too far away.
You know, like why are we giving our all and then the boss is down to like 50%? Like, there's
Yep.
nothing I could have done better. You know,
No, I know. Me
like,
too. Like I'm DPSing as hard as I can. I'm staying alive. I don't die usually, bro.
I was burning my mana down just keeping you alive. I lay on hands to your ass, dropped a potion
Uh-huh.
just to keep healing other people, and I'm like, there's literally nothing else I can do better. And
Yeah, dude.
like, it's up to everybody else to squeeze it out. Like, what are people not doing right, and how do we address that? Because like, I mean, even when it comes down to Tidewalker, you know, like
Mm-hmm.
when I get aggro on the Murlocs, it's game over unless I'm not kept alive. And if
Yep.
the Murlocs don't go to me, then I have to run to the rest of the raid, drop a consecrate, then go back to the melee to get them cleaved down and whatnot. And it's like, you know, it's two shitty decisions, but you know,
Yep.
it's like there's like I don't know what to do. You know, I don't know.
So, like-
I'm about as geared as you can get at that progression point.
Oh, definitely, dude. Yeah. See, that's a tough fight because
No, that fight sucks
Healers
no matter
need-
what.
healers need to understand that they're gonna pull aggro if they keep healing you. Like, I think people just need to pay attention to mechanics more. Like, I don't think a lot of people have like threat meters downloaded. You know what I
See,
mean?
I mean, I'm glad I gave it up. I don't ever want to be a GM again unless it's like straight RP and everyone's on the same page, and like,
Yep.
we're not doing it hardcore and we're just part of the same team. But
Yeah.
when I was doing raids and stuff,
I'm out
when
of
I was
range.
raid leading, I would make it a point to be like, I don't give a fuck about your damage meter. For all I
Yep.
care, get rid of your damage meter. The only thing I want is your aggro meter. That is the only thing that
Mhm.
matters.
Yeah, dude. If you don't know how to not pull off a boss, like, I don't know what to tell you, dude.
Yeah, that happened on like a second or third attempt or something. Someone pulled aggro, and then like the healers focused there, and then I died. I literally just stood up, walked away, and like chugged a beer.
Yep.
I was like,
Dude,
"Are you for
that-
real?" We're doing so well, and then someone took a couple too many crits in a row. It's like, fuck you. Like,
Mhm.
stop with your DPS doesn't matter. It's surviving.
Nope.
Like,
It's exactly what it is. It's
start
survival, bro.
wanding. Throw a couple dots and wand. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, if I have never once, and I despise the idea of some other nerd's website telling me how well I did or did not do. Like, the idea of parsing is disgusting to me.
Yep.
You know, it's like, I know if I did well or not because we won the fight. And the idea that people
Exactly.
are like trying to push the envelope and then they end up wiping everybody.
It's too
It's
far
like,
away.
wait,
Mm-hmm.
what do you care what your parse is? Like, shut up.
Yep. Dude, seriously though. Like, no one really cares. Like, I don't know if people don't understand how to read a threat meter, but like, learn how to not pull threat, man. That's
That's literally
Like,
all
I
I
shouldn't
look at
be
is
like-
my threat meter.
yeah, me too. I literally watch it so I don't surpass anybody. And like, you know, like fights where off tanks need to be second on threat, and people are like, yeah, fuck it. You know, I'll be second on threat. It's like, nah, bro. You're gonna eat like a hateful bolt or some shit. Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah. They don't give a shit. They don't pay attention.
I gotta kill some more bears. Man, someone's in the Yeti cave. Ugh, screw that.
The place is terrible. I think I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, in South Shore, you're asking to die.
Yeah. Yeah. There are so many mobs in there, bro.
Oh, the 26 Elite Vulture in Westfall just snapped somebody. New.
Sucks, dude. What a fucking bad time, bro.
Whatever, man. I've played way too much to be fooled like that. Aside from earlier,
I
when I
know.
almost died to a level 10 because I was bullshitting with you.
That would have sucked. Nah, man, it blow to die at like level 56 or 7 or some shit.
I haven't looked it up, but I heard a story about a bunch of like a level 59 and a level 59 mage and a bunch of other dudes he was running through a lower dungeon. And one of them screwed up and they all ended up dying, but he got out. And he didn't want to continue leveling without his brothers. So he went over to Thunder Bluff and live stream committing suicide by jumping off of Thunder Bluff so that he could re-level with his brothers at level 59.
Nice.
That's a bit much, but that's honorable.
Yeah.
So I
Honorable,
think
but
that
yeah.
person like is like a honorable Hall of Legends holder.
Yeah, right. You're allowed to like whisper and shit with other people, right?
I'm not whispering right now at all.
Yeah.
There's just like a 1 through 15 guild and then 15 to 60 guild.
Nice.
And there's just a lot of guild chat right now. People talking about stuff and strategies and where to go, and I'm just going back to town because, you know, it's like back in the day, 16 years ago. My bag's filled up and I have to run back to town. I didn't have my level 60 main to buy me a bunch of Mooncloth bags at level 1.
I wish.
Ooh, the Dark Moon Fair is up. What could I get at low level? Probably nothing. Oh Oh shit, damage 10% buff.
Nice.
Yeah, 10% damage bar. 10% damage bar. Oh! That's good. That's really good. I get it low level. Ooh, the Darkmoon Fair is up. What can I get at low level? Oh shit, damage 10% buff.
Nice.
Ooh, the Darkmoon Fair is up. What can I get at low level? That's awesome. The fucking Darkmoon Fair buff, that's sick.
It's a lot of extra damage.
We're doing. Are we changing it up? As well. Gonna try for the Road to Rag. That challenge. If it works, it works. If not, it'll be over real quick. I don't think it's gonna work, but it'll be fun to give it a shot. And then after that, just basically just streaming hardcore. Death equals delete tunes. You know. I'm having a fun time in Burning Crusade, but
I am listening. May
Well
the stars guide you. Feel free to browse. Farewell.
Relax. Spirits be with you.
Ooh, the Darkmoon Fair is up. What can I get at low level?
honor, friend. For the Alliance, what can I do for you? Light bless you.
You need something? Greetings. Be careful. What can I do for you?
Greetings. For the Alliance.
Ooh, the Darkmoon Fair is up. What can I get at low level? Ooh, the Darkmoon Fair is up. What can I get at low level? Probably nothing. Oh shit, damage 10% buff.
Nice.
Yeah, 10% damage buff. 10% damage buff. Oh! That's good. In Molten Core, like, the bosses have new mechanics, harder mechanics, more ads. Like, it's just, we're not gonna kill Rag with one life. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Dude, I just got down to 18 life fighting a wolf I had aggroed by accident.
Jesus.
I thought it was level 8.
A little over crush capped, but the Want me to pick it up? Ooh, I bubbled at like 5 life or something. 41 health.
I buy and trade. Hello. See you around.
But first, hundreds of Wisconsin National Guard troops are activated ahead of the expected verdict in the Kyle Rittenhouse trial next week. And as the judge rules that the jury will be able to now consider lesser charges, there are reports that he is getting death threats. And one of them reads, "Enjoy your term, Judge. It's going to be your last. If I ever meet you in person, I fully intend to spit directly into your face. Regardless the cost, you're disgusting." Now, Rittenhouse's mother is coming to the judge's defense.
Judge Schroeder is a fair judge. He does not like the nonsense in the courtroom. And anybody that lives in Kenosha or Kenosha County knows that. And he is a fair judge. And I have respect for that.
All right, guys, Emily, I want to come to you first because I want to talk about these lesser charges. You know, this reads to me like prosecutors feel like they're not going to get this guy on the murder charge, so they're going to try for something else. Is that what you're reading too?
Right, I think that's a good overarching takeaway from this. And keep in mind that the more charges that are thrown at the jury, the more explanations, the more complicated it becomes, then the more confused they are. And frankly, the harder it is to come to a seamless consensus decision for Kyle Rittenhouse. And this is what I want viewers to understand. First of all, if prosecutors seek those lesser convictions, then a life sentence is off the table. And what was going back and forth between the judge and prosecution and defense are lower charges on both the initial murder from intentional homicide down to a lower degree, meaning that yes, he feared his life was in danger, but it was an unreasonable use of force. And the second decrease was in regards to the reckless endangerment homicide. And that is essentially, or actually that wasn't the homicide, it was the shooting. And that was that there was no utter disregard for life regarding the reporter that was standing behind the victim there. So there's a lot to go into for these juries, but I think that what remains to be seen is how the prosecution will seek these actual charges. And remember, there's a chance that they might still throw in a provocation instruction, which means that regardless if the jury thinks that indeed he feared for his life and used reasonable force for that self-defense argument, it throws it all off the table if it was he who provoked those men that night.
Okay, we're going to see what happens in the next 48 hours here. He should come out with something on Monday. Sean, there's been so many outside opinions on this case. You know, people like LeBron James this week got a lot of heat because he was pretty much making fun of Kyle Rittenhouse, saying that he was being fake on the stand when he was crying. CNN's Don Lemon seems to think that the judge is being biased, calling him, saying that he's treating Kyle Rittenhouse as if he's his grandson. And then there's this, the media basically slamming the judge here. Watch.
I've never seen anything like this before, where a judge yelled quite like this.
His behavior is, at the very least, unusual and concerning, treating Kyle Rittenhouse as if he's his grandson. Just berating the prosecution. No one needs to be berated like that in a courtroom.
He has made a series of decisions. Each one perhaps may be individually defensible, but in totality lead to the impression of a biased, racist judge.
Okay, but there are people who've known this judge for years and they completely disagree with this. Meanwhile, he's getting threats. Sean, what's happening here?
So let's take a step back for a moment. I think, per Emily's analysis, when you look at the facts, and you want, as a prosecutor, you want to make it as simple as possible for the jury to understand. So yes, Kyle Rittenhouse is there. Yeah, maybe he shouldn't have been there. Some jurors might think, and he had a gun. They might think he shouldn't have a gun. But when you simply look and say he did not prompt or instigate anything with the protesters, and when he came into conflict, he actually fled. He tried to get away. He ran away until his life was in danger, until he fell and someone pointed a gun at him. Did he actually fire when someone was, swinging a skateboard at his neck? Did he fire? Or he was caught behind a dumpster? So I think when you simplify it, this is a really easy case of self-defense. But here's my concern, Aisha. It's that if you have liberals on the jury, as you listen to liberals across the country, they're not looking at facts. They're just about emotion. And the emotion of this is very real for them. And if you get 12 liberals on the jury, they very well may convict them. But we have to remember, it has to be unanimous. So all 12 jurors have to agree to guilt or to innocence. If anyone disagrees, it'll be a hung jury. They'll have to retry it. And just one last point. I think this prosecutor was a horrible prosecutor. And the defense and the prosecution, they're not the evidence. It's the witnesses and the videotape. But both lawyers present theories of the case to the jury. And it matters how believable you are. And if the jury doesn't like the prosecution, they are not going to side with their theory. So a whole bunch of factors in play here.
Yeah, and we've seen that in big cases in the past, too. Joey, there is what's happening inside the courtroom, and then there's the court of public opinion. Last year, more than 100 businesses just destroyed by protests in Kenosha. People are nervous. The National Guard is ready to go. How do you think this ends if Kyle Rittenhouse is acquitted of murder? Would getting in trouble for lesser charges, would that matter, or do you foresee more of what we saw last year?
I think the fact that the people that died in this incident are white is probably the only saving grace from riots happening, because I think that race has played a big issue in the riots, and it's been something that people jump on top of and say, look, they're racist, and kind of incite people's passions that way. I think it's going to be a lot harder to use that same line of thought if Kyle Rittenhouse is found not guilty. Outside of all of that, I think the one thing people need to understand is that every state gets to determine its self-defense laws in big part based on precedent and what the state constitution allows. Every state has the opportunity to decide what is or isn't admissible into a court like this. And I think at the end of the day, what people need to do, what I'm most worried about is if Kyle Rittenhouse is found guilty on, say, a provocation clause in this court case, what the judge is trying to do is narrow this down to the 2 or 3 split seconds that actions happen, and were they justified in that moment. What the prosecution is doing is they're conceding that they probably were justified in that split second, and that's why they're going to intent, and that's why they're going to provocation, and everything that led up to that moment. What I don't want to happen is for the people in that state to lose their self-defense rights based on case precedent, because this has become such a big deal, and the jurors may be influenced by outside media like Don Lemon or the President of the United States calling this man a racist before he ever went on trial. I think he made a lot of stupid decisions, and as a Second Amendment supporter, I definitely don't want people to go act the way Kyle Rittenhouse did leading up to that moment. But everything I've seen in studying the Second Amendment and self-defense, and every opportunity I've been able to, I see someone that used a gun in self-defense justifiably, even if they didn't do common sense things leading up to that. And like the judge said, he's not on trial for not having common sense. He's on trial for whether or not he used self-defense legally. And for every other resident of that state, I hope that self-defense is withheld or held up in this trial.
And Sean, really quickly.
Let me make one last point, though. I will just so Governor Evers said he's going to call it the National Guard, right? That's a good thing, so we don't have rioting. But what happened in Wisconsin is Kenosha was burning for days, and Governor Evers didn't do anything. I was talking to the president and his team, and we're begging Governor Evers to send the National Guard and snuff this out. If Governor Evers had done his job, there would be no riot, there would be no case, there would be no death. And frankly, Evers should be on trial, not Kyle Rittenhouse.
Sean, Emily, do you think we get a verdict quickly?
Yes, I do. And I think it's going to be for one of those lesser charges. I foresee the reckless endangerment, the lower second-degree version, and that is a maximum of 10 years in prison with a misdemeanor of having that gun, which is 9 months. But he will serve a lot less.
Okay.
Tossed, buffalo, sauced, hot honey, flipped, boneless, dipped, razzled, buffalo, dazzled, hot honey, $5 boneless wings and crinkle fries deal.
major developments in the Kyle Rittenhouse murder trial just days before a jury decides his fate. The prosecution desperate to put Rittenhouse behind bars and save their crumbling case, asking the judge today to allow for lesser charges. The judge is considering the request before closing arguments on Monday. Liberals in the media proving they don't care about justice being fair and instead are turning this trial into a political football. Kyle Rittenhouse's mom defending her son after President Biden called the then 17-year-old a white supremacist.
I was angry. President Biden don't know my son whatsoever, and he's not a white supremacist. He's not a racist, and he did that for the votes, and I was so angry for a while at him. And what he did to my son, he defamed him.
And as the case for self-defense gets stronger, the mainstream media is ramping up its smears.
Kyle Rittenhouse tearfully testified at his murder trial in Wisconsin, like a mini Brett Kavanaugh.
What about the people on the right who are making Kyle Rittenhouse out to be a choir boy? If a black kid did that, killed 2 people and injured another person, how would America feel about that?
If he is freed, it's a message to others like him that prison won't be in their future. And so I do wonder.
If he's free, he'll end up in Congress probably.
And he could end up in Congress.
The comment, Greg, I think it was Joy Reid who said that these were fake tears, just like Kavanaugh's tears were fake, just shows an inability of humanity to recognize real emotion in another human being.
Also, when you look at the face of his mother, all you see is the suffering that she's been going through. It's just interesting to listen to the media defend, what would they have done if a pedophile and a serial abuser, one of the pedophiles, one of the guys wanted to die, comes after you? What would they have wanted him to do? Rittenhouse, don't shoot them. Let them beat you with a skateboard. I think the media is priming the outcome as a ratings payout. I think you mentioned this before, by injecting race into it. So even though it's a white guy, white kid, who killed 2 white goons, there's something racial about it, but there isn't. And the best part about this is how many people on Twitter thought the victims were black until they finally read they weren't. Because the media made sure you didn't know that. So what they're doing now is they're doing the Don Lemon, kind of the idiot argument. What if Kyle was black? And would they call him a hero? And the answer is hell yes, because we're consistent. Self-defense with a gun trumps race. We see the pistols before we see the pigment. Unlike CNN and Hakeem Jeffries, the media prefers to defend the criminal rather than somebody defending themselves against the criminal. So it doesn't matter to us whether Kyle Rittenhouse is black or white or Hispanic or Asian. The fact that he defends himself, there is, for us, when I mean us, I mean Second Amendment absolutists. To us, it doesn't matter. That means we are on your side. So it's the person who brings up the race, like Don Lemon, as usual, who is the racist, because all he can see is race. Last thing is there's no concept of incentives in a lot of the media. When you egg on violent demonstrations and reduction of police by portraying them as violent racists, and then you get the expected result of massive spikes in crime, they act so dumbfounded, and then they act dumbfounded and with the most predictable outcome, which is when there are no more cops, citizens in the Second Amendment step in. Anybody could have seen that coming. Some people did see it coming and predicted this would happen.
Martha McCallum?
So a couple of things. When I listened to that soundbite from his mother, what jumps out at me is the last line when she says he defamed my son. And I think you're going to see a lawsuit from this family, because what happened when President Biden tweeted that video that has a freeze frame of him and calls him a white supremacist, we need to respect the judicial process here, and it needs to come from the very top always. And we've seen this happen with a number of prior presidents who have declared someone guilty while justice was playing out. The message from the White House, the message from the President of the United States has to always be, in this country, you're innocent until proven guilty. And that message needs to be crystal clear. We are watching this process play out. All of these people are jumping in to take the place of the jury that is underway right now. And we have to respect that process. We have to watch it play out. And that message has to be so clear from the top. So that's so destructive for a candidate or a president to declare someone guilty of white supremacy or declare someone guilty, in this case, of murder. Before this process plays out. And I think we've really gone too far over that line to the point where people just expect it and accept it now. And that what I'm saying is sort of the unusual thing, to reserve your judgment and to say, hold off. You know, because I don't know how this jury's going to decide. And they're deciding based on the video, based on the frame-by-frame video, was he acting in self-defense? That's the only thing that matters to this jury. And this judge is going to make that very clear to them after those closing arguments. They need to have tunnel vision. And color needs to be absolutely out of the picture. And they need to have tunnel vision on exactly what happened here.
They should, and I hope they do. But Dagan, you know that these jurors are human. That obviously, they have to feel some sort of social pressure. We've heard talk from, I believe, a George Floyd family member, so to speak, saying people are up there taking pictures of jurors. People are up there watching. They're looking at them. They're taking names. That's got to be on some of their minds.
Pressure tactics. Covering trials, you never know unless you've been in that courtroom every single day and seen every piece of evidence that the jury has seen and every argument, every witness that the jurors have seen. You really never know what the takeaway is unless you're in there every day, number one. Number two, you were talking about Joe Biden piling on and calling Kyle Rittenhouse a white supremacist who needed to be condemned. That video, this was back when he was running as a uniter. And again, the signs were there at how easily he caved in to the left wing and the progressives, as he is now, as he got in front of the American people and called the Border Patrol agents and called them out for whipping people, which was a lie. But he lies without any consequence, and he lies recklessly, dangerously so. But the left, from moment one that this shooting happened, not having any evidence, the left needed to reposition Kyle Rittenhouse to reinforce their narrative that they were rioting for justice. They were rioting against white supremacy and the bigots and police brutality. So this didn't fit their narrative, so they just immediately had to label him, you know, what they wanted him to be. One more thing, real quick. There is by the way, Kyle Rittenhouse is being treated for PTSD and is in therapy. That's according to his discussion in the court today. Bill Ackman is this liberal hedge fund manager, and he tweeted this long thread on Twitter that I will not read the whole thing of, but he was saying, last night, this was when Rittenhouse was testifying, my wife and I watched it, and we came away believing that Kyle is telling the truth. And he said our firsthand impressions were materially different than those we previously formed based on media reports and opinion. And inaccurate press reports. He's like, when I'm the subject of press reports and I know something about it, I'm not surprised. He was like, yet somehow I continue to believe other articles in the same newspaper about subjects I know less well. And he just brought up that this was bias, and the end of the thread says, I just got a call from the media asking if my Twitter account was hacked.
Jessica, it's like when you read reports about me in the press, I look like a demon. But when you meet me in person, I am adorable.
He really is a demon, though. That's the you just totally disproved
That's not fake news.
I will not be distracted by what I need to do right now, which is to
what do you need
respond
to
to
do?
everything that's been said. So I think when you use the term white supremacist now, unless it's very clearly like a neo-Nazi or something like that, people tune out on both sides, right? The people who want to think that it was a white supremacist, that's confirmed and they're done. And then people who are like, no, this is somebody with a different set of motives, there's an alternative explanation for that, they have their story as well. And I think that the fact that this happened surrounding the shooting of Jacob Blake by the police 7 times in the back, leaving him paralyzed, turned this into a race issue no matter where he went. And
that was ruled a justified shooting, by the way.
I'm not talking, it was still...
I just wanted to make sure the audience knew that.
I'm sure this audience does know that. And
the audience is a very smart audience.
I love our audience, and just let
Not
me
as
finish
much
this.
as I love them, Jessica.
Just let me
I'm sorry,
finish it, because we're going to get cut off.
Myself.
So that immediately put this in the context of what was going on in the summer of Black Lives Matter protests, et cetera, and made it into a race issue. The downgrading of the charges to that he could be convicted now of use of a dangerous weapon is definitely a gimme to the prosecution, who has had a pretty bad week, down to, saying, well, why didn't you say anything? And I watch Law & Order, and you have the right to remain silent, right? So I think that is going to satisfy a lot of people who have been watching this trial earnestly and saying, okay, this does look like it was self-defense in this. I'm still not willing to say that a kid who lives across state lines and gets an AR-15 to go in to a place that he doesn't live to help out on the police side, went there with perfect intentions. It wasn't in his backyard. It wasn't on his property. He wanted to intervene in something that he didn't really have any business being in it, and that will not be lost in this.
I gotta respond. I live across state lines, and I cross a few when I come here. I go from New York to Connecticut to New York. I mean, it's like he's really close to Kenosha. His dad lives there. He works around. He apparently goes there a lot, and I think the state line thing. I mean, it's not like a border, okay?
It's a buzzword.
I get the impression that he considers
Maybe we should build a wall. Let's build a wall.
You don't borrow your friend's guns to drive through Connecticut to go where. It's different to drive into a riot.
Yeah, and if there, you know what though, if you're in a riot, maybe so when you're watching what's going on and there's no police.
Yeah. I watched some. All right, when you go back and you watch the video of what was happening in Kenosha in those days leading up to it, stores getting firebombed, and this one woman that I talked to who had a Masters store, one of her employees got basically hit in the head with a brick. You have to kind of put yourself back in that moment, I think, to understand the full context here. He didn't just go, oh, I think I'll just drive to Kenosha today with my rifle. He thought he was going to protect people. Whether or not he should have been there is a fair question, but
okay.
Stores were burning. Let's remember.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest.
If you want to eat healthy and feel your best, you gotta try Kachava. Kachava is the world's healthiest all-in-one meal shake. It's made.
We are a huge success, but we're a country misguided and led astray by media that aren't honest. So, for example, if you watched CNN, you would think that nobody's getting vaccinated, and it's a complete disaster, and whoa, we're stuck in this rut because no one's vaccinated. It's completely untrue. Over 90% of people over 65 who are the most vulnerable are vaccinated. Now, sure, there are a lot of younger people who aren't vaccinated. There's some older people, but 90% is a pretty good success. Over age 50, it's like 75, 80% of people. People are informed. They know this is a disease that can affect any age, but affects primarily the older ages. For example,
have a good one.
The one truth you won't be told is an 85-year-old has a 10,000 times greater chance of dying than the 10-year-old. Now, you think we should treat them the same? If you were their doctor, do you think a 10-year-old should get the same health care and the same prescriptions for what they need to do as an 85-year-old? Makes no sense at all. I see 10-year-olds and I see 5-year-olds out on the mall. My wife and I are walking down to the Lincoln Memorial the other day, and I see 5-year-olds in groups led by teachers wearing masks outside. There is no science to that. We got Dr. Fauci spreading mistruths across the country, saying we've got to forcibly vaccinate the kids. There's no science behind any of that. In fact, England is rejecting what we're doing. In England, because of the age skew, because of what they're seeing, that the people most at risk are of an older age, they're actually saying instead of forcibly vaccinating children, why don't we try to make the vaccine doses available for the elderly?
Too far away.
Why don't we target our care to those who are at highest risk? We have a problem in our country. We have people who have so politicized science that there are people struggling and dying every day because they've never heard about monoclonal antibodies. We have people dying every day because the